how the world's most iconic sneaker gets built. The Adidas Samba World Cup 2026. Most sneakers have a story, but very few have a legacy. There's a shoe sitting on shelves right now with the FIFA World Cup 2026 logo stamped on the tongue. Celebrities wear it on city sidewalks. Athletes wore it on frozen pitches. Subcultures claimed it. Runways borrowed it, and somehow, 75 years after it was first created, it became the most talked about sneaker on the planet all over again. The Adidas Samba OG. And what most people don't realize is that every single pair, every stitch, every layer of that gum rubber sole passes through dozens of human hands before it ever reaches yours. Today, we're going inside the factory, and I promise you, what happens between a raw hide and a finished box is a lot more fascinating than you'd expect. To understand why this shoe matters, you have to go back to 1949. Post-war Europe, and professional footballers had a very specific, very frustrating problem. Winter training on hard ice-packed ground. The boots of that era had no answer for frozen surfaces. Players were slipping mid-drill, performances were suffering, and the game's development was being literally slowed down by bad footwear. Adolf Adi Dassler, the founder of Adidas, decided to solve it. He crafted a boot with a premium leather upper and something nobody had tried before, a thin, patterned gum rubber outsole. No metal studs, just engineered rubber that could actually bite into icy ground. Players who tried it said something interesting. They didn't just say it gripped better. They said it made them move with a kind of ease and fluidity they hadn't felt before. The shoe worked, and it kept working for decades. By 1972, it had evolved into a lower profile with a redesigned outsole built for indoor soccer. By the 1980s, it had walked off the pitch entirely and onto the terraces. British football fans adopted it as matchday uniform. Skateboarders found it. Fashion Week spotted it. And in 2023, it was named Shoe of the Year at the Footwear News Achievement Awards. Now, for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Adidas has released the Samba OG as a 4-pair collector's pack. Full-grain leather uppers, suede T-toe overlays, gum rubber outsoles, and gold foil details tied to 4 national teams. But before any of that ends up on a shelf, it has to be built. And that process starts somewhere most people never think about. Every pair of World Cup 2026 Samba OGs begins as a flat sheet of full-grain leather. The hides arrive at the factory already tanned and treated, but they're not ready yet. Workers inspect every single panel by hand under bright overhead lighting, checking for inconsistencies in texture, thickness, or grain. In a premium shoe, even the raw material has to earn its place. Once graded, the leather moves to the cutting station. In Adidas factories across Vietnam and Indonesia, precision die-cutting machines press custom metal dies into the leather with hundreds of pounds of force. One clean strike produces a perfect component: a side panel, a toe box overlay, a heel counter. For this World Cup pack, every colorway has its own sourcing story. The Argentina and Portugal pairs use suede. The France and Mexico colorways arrive in white full-grain leather with red heel counters. Even the 3-stripe overlays, those iconic side panels, are cut from leather pre-dyed to match the exact flag colors of each nation. Every cut component gets labeled and bundled into a kit for that specific shoe. That kit travels together as a unit through every stage that follows. With the kits assembled, workers move to the stitching stations. And this is where human skill becomes genuinely irreplaceable. The upper of a Samba OG is built in layers. First, a soft synthetic lining is stitched into shape. This is the layer that contacts your skin, and it determines how the shoe actually feels on the foot. Once the lining is formed, the exterior leather panels are stitched on top, building the upper layer by layer, piece by piece. Then come the 3 stripes. On the Samba, those stripes aren't decoration. They never were. On the original design, they provided lateral support during side-to-side athletic movement. They're stitched onto the side panels with raised visible seams, part function, part identity, part of why this shoe looks the way it does after 75 years. For the World Cup 2026 edition, one additional detail gets added at this stage. The FIFA World Cup 2026 emblem, either stitched or heat-pressed, goes onto the tongue of each pair. A skilled worker takes roughly 20 to 30 minutes to complete a single upper. And when you hold a finished Samba in your hands, that time shows. Here's the step that most people outside the industry have never heard of. And it might be the most critical one in the entire process. At this point, the assembled upper is just a flat, floppy piece of stitched leather. It has no structure, no shape, nothing that resembles a shoe. That changes when a last is inserted. A last is a solid form, typically high-density plastic, shaped exactly like a human foot. Every size has its own last. Adidas maintains hundreds of them across different widths and lengths. Once the last is inside the upper, workers or automated lasting machines pull the edges of the leather down and around the bottom of the form, stretching it taut. Before this happens, the leather is steamed, softened just enough to become pliable and conform precisely to every contour of the last. The edges are then folded under and cemented flat to the bottom. Workers check alignment from every angle. A misaligned upper at this stage produces a shoe that looks and feels crooked on the foot, and it gets pulled from the line immediately. While the uppers are being lasted, a completely separate part of the factory is building what goes underneath them. The gum rubber outsole, the signature feature of the Samba since 1949, is produced through its own molding process. Raw rubber compounds are loaded into heated molds and pressed under high pressure. The tread pattern is baked directly into the mold geometry, so every outsole that comes out is geometrically identical. Once molded, the outsoles are trimmed, cooled, and moved to the bonding station, and this is where the cold cement process takes over. The same method Adidas uses across its entire footwear lineup. A primer goes on to both the bottom of the lasted upper and the top surface of the outsole. The primer chemically activates both surfaces, preparing them to bond. Then a coat of polyurethane cement, a powerful, flexible adhesive, is brushed onto both surfaces and sent through a short heat tunnel at around 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The moment both surfaces are ready, the outsole is pressed firmly and precisely onto the lasted upper. Alignment is everything here. The three stripes on the side of the cupsole have to line up perfectly with the stitch stripes above them. A skilled worker handles this positioning. Then the shoe goes into a hydraulic press that applies uniform pressure across the entire bond surface. The result is a connection strong enough to withstand thousands of miles of wear. The shoe is nearly complete, but it still has a few stations to clear before it earns its box. The cushioned insole is pressed into the interior. Laces are threaded through the eyelets for the World Cup 2026 Samba OG. Those laces are classic flat white, chosen specifically to contrast against the bold national colorways underneath. Then comes quality control, and at Adidas this is not a formality. QC workers handle every single pair by hand. They're checking stitching integrity, cement bond uniformity, color consistency, and dimensional accuracy across every component. A pair that doesn't pass doesn't get a second chance, it comes off the line. Shoes that clear inspection are cleaned, stuffed with tissue paper to hold their shape during shipping, placed in World Cup branded boxes, and staged for distribution. Between the first cut of leather and this moment, dozens of people have touched that pair of shoes. Dozens of individual decisions have shaped exactly how it looks, feels, and performs. Here's what strikes me every time I go through a process like this. We see a finished sneaker on a shelf or on someone's feet, and it just looks like a shoe. Clean, simple, effortless. But behind that simplicity is a production line that runs through multiple countries, involves dozens of skilled workers, and applies material science, precision engineering, and handcraft at every stage. The Adidas Samba was designed in 1949 to solve a specific problem on a frozen football pitch. It has outlasted trends, crossed subcultures, survived decades of changing taste, and arrived in 2026 as a World Cup collector's piece made with the same core design principles Adi Dassler put into that first pair. Technology has evolved, the materials have improved, but the fundamentals, leather, rubber, stitching, craftsmanship, are the same. And somewhere in a factory right now, someone is pulling the edges of a leather upper around a last, checking the alignment one more time, making sure the three stripes line up, because that's what it takes to build an icon. If you want more deep dives into how the products and gear behind major sporting events actually get made, make sure you're subscribed. We've got a lot more to get into. See you in the next one.